everybody. Welcome to the Nourish Box Hour. I'm back, Dawn Kelly, back and in full effect. And guess what? Today, I have a man in the house. Now, y'all know I usually have women entrepreneurs with me, but today I brought my friend Craig, Worldarama Bryant. He is the CEO of Grindhardtv. He's a father, he's an artist, and we're just gonna get after it in a second. So I'm gonna tell you what I was missing over the last week, because I'm gonna try to talk about this probably in the next show. One of the things that I love to do for self-care is to travel. And I love to travel God's world to see and experience all the different people, the different food, just everything about this world because it's big and vast. So a friend of mine and I, we talked about 10 years ago, maybe even 12 years ago, about going to Greece because we had saw a picture of a beautiful blue turquoise roof in Santorini, Greece. And the water, the Aegean Sea, was like gorgeous. And she and I made a pact that one day we would get to Greece. And lo and behold, last week, God made that dream come true. And I'm really, really happy. And so that's why we had a lull in the Nourish Spot Hour. But like I said, I'm back in full effect. And the Nourish Spot, which is owned by me and my children, Owen and Jade, is open right now at 10705 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard in Jamaica, Queens, and we're available to nourish you. And if you can't walk in, how about you dial up DoorDash, Postmates, Uber Eats, Grubhub, or Seamless, and they'll deliver your menu selections that you can customize and personalize to your taste right to your door. With that, we're going to bring Craig into this discussion, and we're going to talk about Grindhardtv. He's been at this game for 15 years. Look, I just started, so maybe I got a lot to learn. So maybe he's going to tell us a little bit of something. So Craig, welcome to the Nourish Spot Hour, sir.
How you doing, everybody? Thanks for having me. My voice sounds wonderful in your sound system.
Oh. Well, I like that, and I can only thank my engineer Nigel Baptiste and my videographer Joe Swift because they make me look good and make my guests look good. So I'm really, really appreciative for them as well. So Craig, let's talk about Grindhardtv and how you started 15 years ago. Let's start there. What is Grindhardtv?
Grindhardtv is a hip hop culture variety show, I would say. And I call it that because when you think of a variety show, in our community, you would think of like In Living Color and different shows like that, where it's little different skits and stuff. So Grindhardtv is basically little different skits of everything of people on the grind in the community. Because there's so much stuff that's based on, when you say grind hard, you already know it's like a culture where you grinding hard to make it, to succeed to where you need to be. So when we came up with Grindhardtv, it was more so everything in our culture, meaning hip hop culture. We just wanted to intertwine that in with things that go on in the community. And I figured like a better way to get people's attention is to mix it with celebrities. Because everybody's always hip to what's going on with the celebrities.
Exactly.
So let's get the celebrity footage and mix it in with all of the independent artists and all of the independent businesses in the community, and it'll make the show even better. So
yeah, that's how I met you actually. We have a common friend, Velvet Lattimore, who is co-creator of Battle Unite, which is a membership organization for Black accessory designers. Velvet owns Bedazzling Accessories. You can follow her at Bedazzling Accessories on IG and Facebook. She partners with Wilbur SK Wilbur, and they deliver events and work with artists, artisans, creatives across the United States. Specifically, a lot of them here in New York City and the contiguous five boroughs. And Craig and I met there at their event this past fall, and he was on the grind, actually filming the event that together we put together and produced. And you know, Craig, it was wonderful because we even had BET show up there, right? Yeah, so tell me.
Her.
Yeah, it sure was.
And it aired too.
It sure did.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah,
I watched it.
And actually what I do is, see, I filmed everybody that was there, but I like give everybody their own little segment.
Right.
You know what I mean? And since it was mostly women in there,
Right.
that was the designers and stuff, I put them in the women on the grind segment. Because
Okay.
on my show I have a woman on the grind segment.
Okay.
I also have a subway grind segment. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like, so
Yeah, so the people down in the subway
right,
who
so
are
if people see,
singing
like,
and things
if
like
people
that.
see you on the train and you dancing or singing or whatever, and I'm filming you, like, yo, you going on TV. Like,
Right.
it's not like just some regular guy filming y'all. You know what I mean? So I asked them at the end, I'll be like, I need you to say who you are and you're watching Grindhardtv, and
Right.
they do it. And I usually tip them anyway, but with my segments is I like to film them getting money. Like
Right.
when they go around with the hats or whatever, because that's
Right.
when you grinding. You
That's
grinding,
right.
singing, dancing, whatever,
Right.
for money. So
Right.
you grinding.
Just so you can take care of yourself, because
Exactly.
we all need a livelihood, right?
Right, so that's why I always film them, you know what I'm saying, giving them money so people know they out here grinding. That's why the segment is called Subway Grind.
I love it.
Subway. So Women on the Grind segment, it's a bunch of different segments that I have on the show, or I'll just air like community events, or I'll be at a live performance and I'll film that, and I'll have either a cypher. I'll just have different things on the show, you know what I mean? That's when you own your own stuff, you can do it how you want to do it. That's
the lovely part of all of it. When you own your own platform,
Right.
okay, when you control your own platform, you have the opportunity to kind of move and shake the way you want to. So
Right.
15 years, tell us about that. That would be like, what, 2004
Yeah.
that you began. So
Yeah.
tell us about that.
Well, in 2004, well, actually before 2004, I met a person named Inf Mega.
Okay.
He does his thing directing, and his company now is Inf Mega Films. Shout out to Inf. And I was in a group at the time. It was a bunch of solo artists. It was me, 2-5, Papa Don, Grand Loss, Direct, and we always representing the clothing line named 2520, independent clothing line. And he's still doing his thing. Shout out to Mr. Marlin, 2520. Everybody know about that. I see Bron G. Everybody out there rocking and stuff. But Mr. Marlin invited Inf Man to come because he was going to film all of us as a group.
Okay.
A group of artists that was representing his clothing line. And
Okay.
this is how it was all put together.
Okay.
On some real independent business strategy stuff, right?
Okay.
So Inf came to film us and everything, but as we got to talking and he started seeing how I move,
Right.
he knew out the crew who the business guy was.
Okay.
Like, oh, this guy's the marketing man, you know, he know what
Right.
he's doing.
Right.
So he said to me, he said, yo, World, like, why don't we start our own thing? Like, you know, I have my own thing, he has his own thing, but he was like,
Right.
yo, we can start our own thing where I'm the videographer, you the
Okay.
business guy, and the artist, and we
Okay.
can pop and make it happen like that. So we did it. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
We came up with Grindhard because at the time I was Insane Cycle Home. I had a
Okay.
whole other thing going on. He was From the Gut. The name is DVDs was From the Gut, but they didn't leave the shelf yet.
Okay.
He didn't know what to do with it
Okay.
when he met me.
All right.
So we got together, did Grindhard, and in 2004 we formed a company in May.
Okay.
And shout out to the lawyer Christopher Anderson. I ain't forget about you, bro. And that same year on Christmas Day, the first show aired.
Wow.
In 2004, Christmas
Okay.
Day. So every Christmas is my anniversary. So I
Lovely.
always
That's
celebrate
lovely.
the
Okay.
whole holiday time about
Right.
my anniversary, and this is my 15th anniversary.
And so how many, 15th anniversary, how many shows is that? Do you know exactly how many shows you produced over the 15 years?
To be honest with you, I don't even know, because everything, remember, before everything wasn't all digital. So I
Okay.
got a lot of tapes.
Okay.
And I only started putting everything online in 2016. Like, this is 2019. So you
Okay.
know what I'm saying? It's still a bunch of years before that of episodes that people ain't never saw.
You're like the microfiche. You got the microfiche.
Right. This is artists that, you know, God forbid, you know, rest in peace, have passed away. Some artists that wasn't big then that are huge now. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I got.
So you got the lost files.
Yeah, I got a lot
Okay.
of content, you know what I mean? And this stuff, I even still gotta go through the tapes and go, it's a lot. And
Wow.
I remember being on the scene and filming almost everybody.
Well, that's something, because I had Ralph McDaniels on my show.
Yes, that's my guy.
Yeah, couple of weeks ago. And we was talking about his lost files.
Yes,
I mean,
he
got like a vault.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know he do.
Yeah.
Actually, when he be showing himself, putting his episodes up, he be in that
room. Yeah. I don't understand how he know where everything is because it's so much stuff. Yeah.
As long as he handle with each tape himself, it's a little memory he'll have about each stuff, but I'm pretty sure some things get lost in the sauce and he got to go back to it. But you remember your footage, because I got a lot of hard drives filled with a lot of stuff from years and years.
We're going to have to think about how we can make a documentary out of some of that stuff.
I ain't gonna front. I can make a documentary of my whole life and my kids' lives, because I film everything my kids do, and now they're my artists.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them.
But at the same time, my mother used to film us.
Wow.
So it's little tapes that I could convert over of footage of when we were babies. And and you know what I mean? And our kids that are grown now were little just born babies. So I could do like a couple of sagas of my life.
You might have to think about that. Especially now with the advent of all of these cable television channels, everybody is looking for content, right? So that may be something that you should really consider.
I've been reaching out to Netflix and different stuff like that, because I sit back and watch what's on there, and even what's on YouTube. Okay. And this is stuff that I've been doing for years now. You feel me? So it's like, and I got content, and this is just different, like the Hoff series. That's just one show from Grindhardtv.
Well, wait, let's not talk about the Hoff yet, because you gotta tell me who they are. So let's stay on Grindhardtv.
So hold on, and then Grindhardtv is a show, you know what I'm saying, and then over the different segments that I, already spoke about. So it's a lot of different. The whole thing of Grindhardtv.com for me is for it to be my own network. Okay. You know what I mean? So if another network comes in and says, look, well, we like what you're doing, let's work.
All right. And it sounds like how Puffy started with Revolt, right? Yeah. And and Byron Allen. Let's take a moment, just a second. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to what's going on in the Supreme Court. Right. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with that man that's supposed to be president, but there's something else that's affecting African Americans. Comcast actually went to the Supreme Court last week to argue against a civil rights law from 1864, I believe, trying to keep Byron Allen out of the game, because Comcast actually signed some deals with Puffy. They signed deals with Byron Allen, and they were supposed to license them and also help them get customers, eyeballs on their channels, and they're not holding up the end of their bargain. And so they're being challenged, which they should be, because if you say you're going to do something, listen, how we know in the hood, you're supposed to keep your word.
But there's actually a law that says that was like during the slavery time that law was given. I don't know all the exact names of it.
But they fighting that law.
And they're trying to stop it to where it's a law that was made that stated that we're supposed to get a fair share like everybody else.
Of the airways, right. But they're not trying to do
everyone else, meaning every other ethnicity that's out there, black people are supposed to get that same love and that same equal opportunity. And they're trying to take that away, and that's what they're fighting for.
Yeah, so I just want to say this, those of you that, like NBC and MSNBC, and even in the films that are made by Comcast, we gotta really pick and choose, because this is a company that does not really seem like they are for us. But I don't want to digress. I don't really want to talk about them. I want to talk with you about what you're doing. So now you're a father, and you spoke to me about the fact that you are managing your sons, who are in a group called the Hoffs. Yes. Okay, and that's HOTHS, right? So let's talk about that as well. What kind of music are they into?
It's hip hop music.
Okay, and how many sons are there?
Well, I have 3 sons, but we're all the Hoffs. Okay. But in the group, it's Hoff 3 and Hoff 4. Okay. And that's Makai and Correll, the youngest ones.
And how old are they?
7 and 11.
Really? And they rapping?
Yes.
Okay, what they rap? What are Makai and what's the other one's name?
Corell.
What is Makai and Corell rapping about?
Well, they actually rapping about, that they fly fresh and flashy, that they get money and they study and they read every single day.
Oh, I think that's lovely.
And they're gonna win.
I think that's lovely. And so how did that get started?
Well, actually, it's from them watching me do what I do, grinding so much, because there's a lot of events that I've been at where I be backstage with filming Grindhardtv, and I'll be with a bunch of celebrities, but I'll be having my kids with me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And moms be there. Shout out to T, love you, boo. You know what I mean? She hold me down with the kids, and they out there running around backstage with the big celebrities, and they like, who the kids is these?
Right.
And they be Worldarama's kids.
Gotcha.
So I guess them seeing that and seeing me always working in the studio and doing music and just my whole life is revolved around this culture.
Right.
So them seeing that, they was just born with it. And one day they came to me and said, Dad, we want to rap. So I was like, stop playing. Y'all want to rap. Y'all just playing around. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't believe them.
Right.
So when they was like, yo, for real, we want to rap. Like, they chimed in together and said, yo, we gonna go tell Dad we want to rap or whatever.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, if y'all want to rap, show me something.
Okay.
I need y'all to write y'all stuff. And
Right.
they started writing their verses.
Wow.
And I did it's an old record, Back Together Again.
Oh, yeah.
Flack or whatever.
Back Together Again.
That's their first single. I can't get it cleared. They
Okay.
won't let me post it on YouTube and all that, but it's on their website and all that. But it's out.
Okay, we're going to
It's
check that out. And the
Yeah.
website is?
Grindhardtv.com. But
Okay.
their site is a Wix site. I put a Wix site EPK together for them. And
Okay.
it's lit, but the band is on my site. And
Okay.
you click and go right to it.
Click to
Yeah,
go through.
yeah, right.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. You are watching the Nourish Spot Hour. I'm Dawn Kelly, CEO of the Nourish Spot. The Nourish Spot is a healthy food and beverage haven here in Southeast Jamaica, Queens. We are located at 10705 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Jamaica, Queens. And we offer a number of organic and non-organic fruits and vegetables that you can personally customize into salads, smoothies, Greek yogurt parfaits. We have soup. We have natural juice blends, of which I'm drinking one right now. This is pineapple and ginger, and it's really, really refreshing because the sister's a bit tired. We've been out here really, really on our grind, for the last week. For the last week, we've had a number of catering orders, and I just want to shout out JFK Redevelopment Outreach Office on 144th and Jamaica Avenue. Yeah. And I want to tell all of you out there that if you're looking for opportunities to partner with the airport, go visit the JFK Redevelopment Office on 144th and Jamaica Avenue. They have all kind of opportunities. I mean, they have opportunities for jobs. They have opportunities for contracts. They have opportunities for establishing yourself in the airport with a kiosk or something. So go over there and announce yourself and tell them about what you do, because they are looking to partner with local businesses and people in the community to make sure that we're all part of the new JFK. I think it's like almost $31 billion or $13 billion. I might have the numbers switched up, but it's a lot of money that is out there for the offing. So you need to figure out a way to make sure that you're involved. And with that, we're gonna bring you back in, Craig. Mm-hmm. So tell, how'd you come up with the name Worldarama too? I really like that name. Yeah.
I hear this a lot.
Yeah. So tell us about Worldarama. Where'd that come from?
Well, back in the days, you from Queens.
Yeah, hand me that.
You from South Jamaica, Queens.
Right.
So, it was, a lot of 5% nation.
Yes.
Body,
Yes. Oh my God. When I used to come from high school, let me just cut you off for 1 second. When I used to come from high school and we used to get off the bus at the bus station over here, and I would go into the library, and they would be standing out in front of the library talking about non-cipher and all this. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, it used to make my day to mess with the 5%ers, because they used to talk about they was God, and I'm a Christian, I believe in Jesus.
So you see me going against them.
So I would be going at them like, how you God? Make it rain.
Wow.
Make it rain. And so, but the thing was, I never was disrespectful to them. Right. Okay. What I did was we talked about the things that they believed in, and I used to love that alphabet. That's the thing that I really, really love.
You know what's so crazy about you saying that
is
that I was so young when it was really, really popular that I didn't learn everything. I was just down because I was a young dude that was in the streets, like, ready for whatever.
Right.
So, they wanted a soldier.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They was always looking to recruit.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, a lot of them around my way, I still see to this day.
Okay.
They grown, they doing their thing or whatever the case may be. But, I looked up to them. So, they gave me the name World.
Oh, okay.
That's how I got the name. Back on the topic.
Okay.
And as years went on, I noticed a lot of people used to always ask me, like, yo, you Little Kim's World. Because,
Okay.
it's a big thing about the guy World that used to mess with Little Kim.
Right.
So I used to be like, nah, who is this guy? And then I started hearing about him and stuff like that. So I think maybe in like 2007, I put out a couple of projects, and I was just trying to reinvent myself.
Okay.
So I was like, what can I do to change my name or add something or whatever? And I thought about it, and I was like, Worldarama. And I was like, Worldarama. Like, I'm the Rama, because I've always been able to rap good.
Right, okay.
So Worldarama.
Okay.
So then I just made it one word, Worldarama.
Okay.
Because, the Arama is so popular. If you hear anything Arama,
yes.
It's popular.
Yes,
so
exactly.
It's, I'm saying, Worldarama. And I just ran with it. And it stuck.
And it stuck.
It stuck. So that means it was something good.
For 15 years.
Yeah, well, actually, that was, since 2007 or 2006, that's when I added the Rama to the World. So I've always been World, though. Like, my mother even calls me World.
Oh,
everybody,
wow.
Nieces, everybody, like Uncle World, everybody calls me World.
Wow.
So when you saying Craig to me, I'm like,
sounds foreign, right? Sounds foreign.
But a lot of people be doing that. They say, what's your mother named you? Yeah, she named me Craig, but everyone calls me World.
Now that's funny, because that's just the kind of stuff that I used to say to the 5%ers, because they would say their name was some God, and I'd be like, that's not what your mother, give me a government name. I want to know what your government name is. So anyway, let's get back to your sons and the work you're doing. So what's coming up later? Look, everybody, this is World Grindhardtv. Oh, and look, here go the kids. Look, the horse. Oh, they are adorable. They are adorable. So what's some of the new projects you have coming out?
Well, being the fact that this is my 15-year anniversary, we're now in the holiday season.
Right.
So my goal for the next month, all the way up to the new year, just to drop as much stuff as possible. Like usually every end of the year, if I don't have a party, I'm either dropping like vintage footage of something from a long time ago, bringing it back or whatever. But this year, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to drop multiple projects, like Horse series episodes, new Grindhardtv episodes, a lot of different stuff that I have from this year. You know what I mean? That I've been doing, and I just want to put it all out there and just bombard the industry with it. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that.
Like, I'm going to bombard you guys with a bunch of footage and new episodes from the Horse promoting their project. I'm working on new music with them as well. I got new videos and stuff about to drop. So it's just so much stuff that we have that we're not going to stop and we're not giving up. These are my children as far as me managing or being a dadager for my kids. And I'm never going to stop. I want the best for them, and I'm going to go as hard as I possibly can to make this happen. It's nothing going to stop.
Well, that's wonderful. And you made me think of something. So I'm gonna have you come over to the Nourish Spot. Okay? Because I don't think you've been. I don't think you've been there. So you gotta bring T and the two boys and come on over to the Nourish Spot, and also bring that camera. Okay? So you can help me share the story of how my children and I are building.
You said that, I was like, wow, she's running it with her kids.
How we are trying to build a legacy for us, and let's talk about that.
I think a lot of people don't think like that. Like, a lot of our people don't think like that. Like Johnson & Johnson and all these, the Rockefellers and all, they came from wealth from generations ago.
Yes.
And it was built on our ancestors' backs.
That's true.
But at the same time, they have these names and these brands now that are going to keep their family good forever.
Forever. And somebody had to start it somewhere.
Exactly.
So listen.
People wasn't thinking 100 years later, except for few.
No, they weren't. I don't think. You know what? You hit something there. I don't think that when some of these alcoholic, the alcohol brand and spirits, right? They've been around a long time. Like you said, Johnson & Johnson's been around a long time. A lot of them are family-owned businesses, right? But they started with really $1 and a dream. Many of them were immigrants, right? That came from Italy and different countries, and they came over to the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, they came over to the Statue of Liberty. Right. And so I'm really proud that God gave me the dream, the idea to establish the Nourish Spot, and I'm also really, really happy that my children were game, because they're in their 20s, right? My son is 30, right? And well, they are. Both of them have jobs of their own. My daughter is working for the airline industry, and my son, he works for UPS, so they have their
So they
own
grind
jobs.
it,
Yeah, but they both understand that it's important for us to have our own,
Yes.
right? And I'm really happy that they've kind of, jumped in with both feet, and they are helping me actually push the Nourish Spot forward. Like even today, my son and I got up early this morning because we had a catering order for the Queensboro Library on
Right.
God Brewer, and we got up early. We had one of our young ladies that's employee of ours. She's a young student from August Martin High School. She came in early, and we got together and we got that order ready and delivered on time. And everybody at the library was happy with what we ordered. So I'm really proud of that. And you too should be proud of what you are establishing for your children. So let's talk a little bit about entrepreneurship. Why do you think it's important for African Americans to not only work for companies, but also to build their own?
Because we built this country. This country was built on a lot of our ancestors' backs. If we're talking about black people, it was built off of our ancestors' backs. And a lot of these companies that are household names, their business was built off of some of our ancestors, but didn't get the credit for it.
That's true.
So now we're supposed to take what we have. So that means being an entrepreneur. That means starting your own business. That means keep going and persevering and not giving up and doing all of the necessary things that make you be successful with what you're doing and leave a legacy and be grateful and happy that your children want to be down with it to keep it going. And the fact that they understand what it is.
Yes.
Because it's even more to me that my kids want to do this.
Right.
It
does. It makes your heart big,
I'm not
right?
pressing them, do it. They want to do it, but now it's gonna be hard to make sure that they succeed at it.
Exactly.
But at the same time, they want to do it. And they love it. And they're good at it.
And so let me ask you a question. Are you thinking about branching off into any other thing besides doing the videos and the managing?
Yeah.
Are you looking to maybe take on other artists and manage other artists besides your children and yourself?
I've actually managed other artists.
Okay, so who?
I used to manage Mr. Sinister.
Okay.
He's a big time DJ that was signed to Loud Records. Back in the days, they was the first DJ crew to actually get a deal.
Okay.
When they was signed to Loud, when Wu-Tang and Mobb Deep was signed to Loud.
Okay.
And then I just was managing him like 2 years ago. I was managing the girl Kia Jeffries from the Put It In Your Mouth girl.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
I managed a couple people. So I managed Steph the Def, but y'all know him as Grimy Ty from Money and Violence.
Okay.
I used to be his manager right before he went and took off with that show.
Okay.
When I first started, it was me and Pliz. I kind of managed the situation with me and him. I used to manage 50 Cent cousin 2-5. Remember I told you I was in the crew?
Yeah.
Like I was running around doing all of the label work, getting us up in labels and stuff like that. So it was a lot of people I managed that you know something about in the game.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I have an extensive history in that too. I also do a lot of marketing and merchandising. I used to run a clothing line back in the days called Mad Soul Clothing.
Okay.
I did all the marketing and managing for that, and they are actually the guys that is helping me facilitate the situation with Mitchell and Ness, because you see the kids in the Hoffs, they wearing like sports stuff. You see
Right, they are.
Yeah, that's Mitchell and Ness kids. They just started a kids line now.
Okay.
It never used to be like kids like jerseys and stuff like that, but now there is. It's like a whole line for kids.
Okay.
And they're like the first, you know what I'm saying?
That's
guys
lovely.
That's rocking, you know what I'm saying? That stuff. So.
Well, let me say this. If someone was interested in partnering with you or having you manage them, how do they get in touch with you? Make sure you give that information.
Everything is under grindhardtv.com. So if you go to grindhardtv.com, like the Instagram emoji, the Facebook emoji, Twitter, all of that comes to me.
Okay.
So it's all
just directly to you.
It's all me. I'll see everything that has to do with that site. I'm watching it.
So what about an email address? You have an email address?
Everything is connected to the site.
But I would say it here. What's the email?
Well, I got grindhardtv.com@gmail.com.
Okay.
I got grindhardtelevision74@gmail.com. I got I am Worldarama@gmail.com. I'm on Instagram @Worldarama, Twitter @Worldarama1. Facebook, Craig Worldarama Bryant, or Grindhardtv, or it's a couple of the Hoffs, It's a lot of
That's
things.
good.
That's why I tell everybody, go to the site.
Communication channels are important. You know, it's one thing for us to be out here talking about what we do, but if people cannot get in touch with you, then nothing happens, right?
They can. That's why I tell them all the time, grindhardtv.com. Go to that site, click on everything. It's all coming to me, and I'm watching it. Like, I'm out here grinding. Like, all of the business we want, like I said, even people that's tuning in from out of state, like, we have New York City covered as far as like TV, you know what I'm saying, exposure, and we got it. You see how I'm promoting crazy on social media, and you could go to the site, look at past episodes and present and everything that's going on. If I work with you, it's a banner on my site that could click right to yours. And for the people that's traveling, I'm also a travel agent. If you go to my site and you look at the Search 365, you can click on a link, sign up with your email, and you could get discounts better than some of these other places. I'm telling you. Like,
wow, you're a man of many accents, huh?
To be
Got
successful,
a lot going
you have
on.
to have multiple streams of income.
That's what my favorite person says, Warren Buffett. Okay, he's one of my idols. Actually, I follow everything that man says.
Yes.
Especially about money. Okay, because you're not really supposed to have idols. But I will tell you this: that around money and investing, Warren Buffett has a lot of good information, and I would suggest you people out there, you check him out. So I want to ask you a couple of questions. In your 15 years, what was your most favorite show?
I couldn't even say.
You gotta have. Come on, give me top 3.
I really like. You know what I really like? Yeah. I really liked the Prodigy tribute episode. Okay. And the Sean Price tribute episode. I even got a Chinks Drug tribute episode. Like, my tribute episodes is good to me because if I didn't know the artist personally, I still really enjoyed the music and I love the culture so much. But with Prodigy and Sean Price, like, I knew them personally. Like, those was guys of mine that we knew each other like that. You know what I'm saying? You can see from the footage, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's real, but those tribute episodes was good to me. Also, I liked the Troy Ave episode where right after he got shot up and he went through all of that, he put out that album, New Pop, I think he called it. Mm-hmm. And he did it in studio. He just came in. You could just see how he was just reviving, and you just felt good. You just seen somebody go through all of that and all of that media about all of that stuff. Right. Just vibing with him in the studio, listen to his own project. Just after all of that, it was a good experience too. But then I have other episodes where I'm at a community event or something like that, where it was very, you know what I'm saying, impactful with what I was showing on that. But I really couldn't say I have a lot.
Let me ask one more question. So, the whole digital thing is still new. So before you were on the .com, how were people seeing your show?
They weren't.
Oh, okay.
Unless they were watching it on TV. We had New York City covered on TV for so many years that when the internet started popping.
So you were on NYC, WNYC?
We was on BronxNet, QPTV, MNN, Brick.
So you're a certified public access TV producer?
Right.
Okay.
I've been for years, 15 years. Okay. But I also got shows on in all of the boroughs.
Okay, good.
I took classes in other boroughs and stuff like that. Or had a sponsor that they was able to keep my show on, and I kept it on for all this time.
Wow, that's funny. That you, me, and Joe, we all have something in common. I actually was trained too by QPTV when I was the director of public relations at York College. QPTV actually established a satellite center at York College. And so since I was running the PR there, I actually developed a show for our president, President President Kidd, so that he could talk about some of the daily things that were going on at the college.
That's basically what it's all about. Those networks are for that. They're for, community events and things like that sort to go on and get broadcast so people can know. But there's so much things going on with entertainment and everything that it all, suffice together like, let's do it. Right. And that's where Grindhardtv is formed from, basically, because I grew up on hip hop. So, and living in Queens, because I was born in Brooklyn. Okay. But I moved to Queens when I was like 8. And when I moved to Queens, I moved to East Elmhurst. Oh, okay. We lived in a shelter in East Elmhurst or whatever. Okay. And then we moved to another place called Baum Building, and everybody remember that. But it was like, that area was Kid and Play, Herbie Lovebug, Herbie Azar, Cool G Rap, Eric B, you know, the beat nuts. There was a lot of these dudes from these areas.
Right, from Corona, wow.
Right.
Right.
So they
I didn't even realize that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I grew up with these guys. And
So you must speak a little Spanish too, huh? Just a little bit?
Not really. It wasn't as Spanish as it is now.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't.
Okay.
Back then it wasn't.
Okay.
And Main Street Flushing wasn't as Asian either.
Wow,
So
okay.
I remember from then.
Okay.
It wasn't everything didn't migrate in as
Okay.
it did.
Okay.
Yet. You know what I mean? So they would bring other rappers around, like
Okay.
LL,
Okay.
and, you know, Rakim and
Right.
Nas. All these dudes would come through, and I would be meeting them and seeing them like, oh wow, like,
Right.
you know, I could do this.
Right, exactly.
But actually, it wasn't even Nas, because Nas is my era. So it
Okay.
was like before him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Rakim and all of them dudes.
Right.
So,
And that, you just made a very important point. We were talking about this the other day because there's a lot of little kids, young little boys and little girls that come into the Nourish Spot to see me, right? And what we were talking about is that for children to believe that they can do something, they actually have, especially African American children, they actually have to see them doing it.
Yes.
So it's no more just them seeing the basketball player or the baseball player, right? Now they are seeing people like you and me and Joe and Nigel running businesses, you know, being independent entrepreneurs that are doing things that they can say, oh wow, if Miss Dawn could do it or Mr. World could do it, then maybe I could do that too. So it's really important that we show our children that there are other ways to make money instead of just dribbling a basketball. And listen, I'm not against dribbling a basketball because you make a lot of money doing it if you're good, you know, or running down the field with a football. But there are other avocations, other vocations, other lanes that children can actually follow to build themselves a wonderful livelihood and to be proud of themselves, you know? So also artists, tell me, what's some of the music that you're working on these days?
Well, I'm still actually promoting the In Transit EP. I put that EP out. I did like a soft launch in like 2018.
Okay.
I started dropping records a little around that time. But it's so many good records that's on that project that's still so prevalent to this day that I'm just gonna drop more. And I got a bunch of older stuff that I had that's intertwined in the Horse series. So like I told you earlier, since I'm about to drop a lot of Horse series, there'll be music on that from projects that I had a while ago, because I've been doing this Horse series thing practically my kids' whole lives. I've always just been filming their life, and so I got footage of them all different times of their life, different aspects, birthday parties, graduations from like pre-K, little stuff like that. And now that I have a granddaughter, you know, like that, so that's little Miss Hall. And the whole thing about the whole series to me is that I grew up without a father. You know what I mean? I was raised by single moms, love your mom, and I don't know him at all. So I guess what that taught me was no matter what, be there for my children, because I know for a fact how it feels to not have a father. You know what I mean? So my kids are from 3 different women.
Bravo to you.
So my first son, Lamik Hoff too. I was married to his mother, so I was married before and everything like that. And then my second son, Makai, who's one of the group, me and his mother were together for like 6 years or whatever. We had a child and it didn't work or whatever, so happened. And now the lady that I'm with now that I shouted out T, which is my fiance, we've been together for a while. We have the youngest son, but all of my kids are connected. Although my oldest son lives in Trinidad with his mom.
Wow.
She moved back to Trinidad because she was Trinidadian. So y'all see the last Horse series that I put out, Tattoos in Trinidad. I surprised my son and flew to Trinidad for his 21st birthday.
That how special
is that? So that was his birthday, his 21st birthday gift, and I filmed it. And in the episode, he was like, Dad, I'm really happy that you surprised me for my birthday and came out here and stuff like that. So I have like a connection with Trinidad, and I'll be moving back and forth. I'm real international with it. My youngest brother, he lives in Switzerland. I got my peoples out in Germany. WizKid from WizKid Media, shout out to all of them. Shout out to Navarez, MIB Promotion out in London. Shout out Just Jace and everything for out there in Trinidad. These are all my peoples from different countries that we all network, and they link us something maybe on my site, or I've done some business with them, and we, like artists in New York and all over America, you can get exposure all over the world from dealing with me because I deal with different entities out the country. So
that's lovely, being global. Yes, let me tell you, Look, that's a perfect segue for me. Because a sister like me been all over the world,
Yeah, I
okay?
see you.
And I enjoy traveling,
Yes.
okay? I enjoy experiencing other people. I enjoy experiencing other foods, you know, the flowers. I just everything about God's world.
Yes.
I want to be able to just you know, soak it all up and then share it with the world. And relationships matter. You know, you just talked about, you know, 4 or 5 different people all over the world.
Yes.
Relationships matter. And nowadays, you know, the world is different. I remember when I was a little girl, you know, pretty much your circle was small. It was in your city or in your community. But now with the advent of the internet and then
all that.
social media, and also travel has opened, okay? Because I don't remember when I was a little girl, black people going all over the world, but now there's so many black and abroad.
Not to cut you off, yo. Just go to my site, type in, when you go on the site, go to the homepage, you're going to see search.
Say that site again.
Grindhardtv.com. Right. Like I said, I tell everybody, go to Grindhardtv.com. On the homepage, you're going to see a banner. Scroll down, it's going to be Surge 365. You click on that link, it's going to bring you to Grindhard Travels. You can sign up with your email, and you're going to get the discounts that everybody's not getting. You know what I mean? Like, that's a service that I have. I'm telling y'all, grindhardtv.com. Like, I'll be renting cars, and it'd be like for $35 a day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I go get, for instance, see, I ain't want to blow this up, but I just went somewhere in a wedding, and everybody paid like $600 more than what I paid.
Wow, because you're a travel agent.
I'm a travel agent. Yeah. I told them, like, yo, rock with my joint, and everybody get this discount. Like, nobody want to listen. And that's another thing. I'll be trying to school people and put them on and bring them in, and a lot of people be skeptical, so I'm not going to stop me from getting the discounts. So I use it to travel with myself. And I still spread the word. You can still go to grindhardtv.com and you can get down.
Right.
But you know what? You can only put the word out there.
That's right. You know what they say? They say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Right? And it's very, very important that both you and we're sharing information as much as we can. So I want to say this again. You are watching the Nourish Spot Hour on Caribbean Buzz TV. I am Dawn Kelly, CEO of the Nourish Spot. The Nourish Spot is a healthy food and beverage haven located in Southeast Queens, 10705 Guy Arborough Boulevard. You can walk in today until 7 p.m. My kids, Sebastian, and when I say my kids, these are my workers, but I treat them as my kids, Sebastian and Amina. They are there to nourish you. If you can't walk in, you can contact DoorDash, Grubhub, Seamless, or Uber Eats, and they will deliver your menu selections to your door. One of the things about the Nourish Spot that's really, really important is that we don't make you take what we offer. We allow you to personally customize what you want so that when you walk away, you feel satisfied that whatever you're eating or drinking is what you want. So with that, I just want to talk a little bit more. I want to talk a little bit more with Craig Worldarama Bryant about Grindhardtv. And I want to talk a little bit about travels. So you said you went to a wedding. Where did you go?
To Mexico.
Oh, what part? What part? Did you like it?
It was right outside of Cancun. It was at the Riviera or something. It was excellent.
Oh, what was the hotel you went to?
It was Riviera something. I forgot the name of it.
Okay. And when did you go?
It was May. We all went in May because all of our birthdays was around the same time. The bride and the groom, their birthdays was in May, and me and my lady's birthday and our anniversary was in May.
Okay.
So Mother's Day, so we celebrated so much, and there was like 90 people out there.
Oh, that's
nice. It was
nice.
a party of 90, so.
Yeah, travel. So let's talk about that a little bit. Now, what do you get out of travel? What does it do for you to travel outside the United States?
Okay, all right. So this year and last year, I've been to, of course, I always go to Trinidad a lot. Okay. Aside from all of the states I've traveled to, but I've been to Mexico, Bermuda, Bahamas, Jamaica, Mexico, Trinidad. That's it. That's about it for now.
And so why do you travel?
Well, I travel because sometimes it's business for me, but also it's, like a wedding or we just want to go there. We take a cruise, and we got discounts on cruises. Like you can do your party, like your whole party. You can have a whole cruise, like wedding. We do all that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm glad I know it's official. But what I really like about traveling the most is that I document stuff. Okay. I always do. and I got GoPros and they're waterproof.
Yeah, I think
So
I'm gonna have to get me a GoPro.
we go out there, I'm in water and we doing everything, jet skiing and everything with water, everything. And it's just to be in these different environments and see this different life. Just because I grew up, I'm a New Yorker.
Right.
I was born and raised in New York, but I travel around.
Yeah, we born in a concrete jungle.
Exactly, and I notice everywhere I go, people are always so amazed about New York. And I realized that. So, sometimes that gives us a little notch on our shoulder, like, yeah, I'm from New York. Because everybody in other countries and stuff, they'll lie and say how they know somebody out here or they from here or something like that.
Right.
When we're actually from here.
Exactly.
That's why tourists come here and they go to Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, all these places that we don't even go to. Like, oh, whatever.
That's so true. That's so true.
The New Yorkers don't really go to this stuff, but everybody
I'm like, that's a tourist
there.
trap. I don't go there. It's so funny because when I was in Greece this past week, people were asking me, oh, where are you from? And then when I would talk, they said, oh, you from New York? And I said, yes, I'm sorry, my accent is kind of strong. Yeah. They're like, oh, we love New York. And then I actually met, and this is crazy, so back to traveling, this is crazy. So when we were in Athens, I actually met a woman named Magda. And then Magda asked me what I did, and I told her that I owned a store in Queens called the Nourish Spot. And she said, guess what? I said, what? She said, my family live in Astoria.
Oh, okay.
She said, so I'm right now. She got on her phone, and she said, and they said that they're coming to visit you.
Oh.
So, that was like real special.
You see how networking works?
Yes, I'm telling you, it's important. And it's important to be friendly. It's important to talk to people. Same thing like me and you. Yeah. You came out that elevator before Velva could even introduce me to you. You and I had already connected right at that table. So, if I say anything today, because we got to wrap up this show, I said, whenever you're having fun, it goes fast. One of the things I want to say is, one, relationships matter, y'all. Smile at people, talk to them. Find out what makes them click, Find the commonalities between you and them. There's partnerships that you can make with them. There's creative ideas that you all can build together. So that's number one. Number two, don't let your feet become too planted in the borough or the community that you live in. Get out of New York. Go places. Visit. See how the other half is living. You're going to learn something. You're going to see something. And maybe something that you can bring back to New York City and make your life or your community's lives better. I really do advocate for not just your travel company, because my cousin is watching, and Aisha, he said that he's a travel agent. My cousin Aisha, she's also.
What company she running?
She has a company. She has her own company. She's out of Virginia, but she's running her own travel agency too. So listen, I big up all y'all. I big up you guys because as of the last 10 to 15 years. Black people are traveling bigger. I mean, you can't go nowhere and not see black people. We everywhere, okay? And I love it. I love the fact that we are getting out and showing the world who we are and how we can, kind of move and shake and make a name for ourselves. So before we end, I got to ask you one question that I ask every single guest, all right? And you don't have to answer immediately, but I want you to think about it, but it's important.
Right.
How do you nourish yourself?
What do you mean, like in food?
Listen, how do you nourish yourself? I'll tell you how I nourish myself. I nourish myself through travel. I nourish myself through rest. I nourish myself through massages. Okay. So how do you nourish yourself?
I nourish myself by grinding.
Okay.
When I grind and I feel like I got myself to another pinnacle, or I'm set in stone for my legacy to go on. Yes. That's
how you nourish yourself.
Success is what nourishes me.
Well, that's a perfect way to end the show. Right. Craig, Worldarama Bryant, CEO, father, artist of Grindhardtv. I want to say thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me here at the Nourish Spot Hour. Listen, I'll be back next week. I don't have no travel plans, okay? I'm going to be back next week. And what I'm going to try to do I'm going to talk to my team. I really would like to figure out a way to showcase some of my travels with you. As Craig mentioned, you know, I've been on quite a lot of trips this year, and I would love to showcase some of the places and talk about some of the cuisine and some of the hotels that I visited, so that maybe some of you may want to do the same thing too.
Shout out my dude Just Jace. He got the Caribbean cuisine out there. He be always eating a lot of different. He called it wild meat.
Really?
He has a show that he does out there.
Wow.
It's called Caribbean cuisine or whatever. And he always talk about iguana and wild meat and all that stuff.
I see those iguanas in Aruba. I'm not eating an iguana. They look too hard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They be cooking it up, yo. They do stuff out there. Word, but that's the whole thing. Like, since I'm really focused in New York, other countries and people that I deal with that got other businesses and things going on,
right.
I'm their New York connect. It's like
that's lovely
out there. So that's
right.
how we keep that relationship going. So grindhardtv.com for everything. Grindhard Travels, Surge 365. Hit the banner on the site. Get them traveling discounts. You need videos. You need exposure. I'm here.
Hey, check out my boy Craig Worldarama, Grindhardtv, and thank you so much for joining me today on the Nourish Spot Hour. Remember, you are what you put into yourself. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next Saturday.
Peace.
Peace.